Hey folks, Jeff here with Mad Hatter Organics. Today's discussion topic, we'll be talking about IPM. This video is sponsored by Marshydro, innovators in the LED game. Specializing in home growing and commercial applications, Marshydro has what you need. From seedling to harvest, Marshydro has got you covered. Whether it be the TS600 for seedlings, SP series for veg, or the FCE series for the most intense lighting for flowering. Use discount code MADHATTER3 for 3% discount at the checkout. Whether it be indoor or outdoor, there will be pests everywhere. No matter how clean you are, they find a way to get into your garden. I'm going to go over a few tips and products that I like to use to try to deter and manage pests from getting into my garden. Let's start off with growing in tents. Making sure your tent is clean and properly disinfected is the first step you're going to take in your IPM regimen. A simple bleach and water solution will do just fine for cleaning all your surfaces in your tent, such as fans, tent walls, tent floors, lights, and any surface that will be in contact with your growing area. Having a simple furnace filter over your fresh air intake ports will keep out those pests and limiting pollens and pathogens to enter in. Or you can go a little more elaborate and get yourself an inline filter box with HEPA filters and possibly US or UVC light to kill those pests and pathogens and pollens that do want to come in through your fresh air intake. Now, this isn't necessary for a small home grow, but it's to each their own. Getting back to having a clean tent. Cleaning up after yourself, after defoliation or top dressing, or anything where you're going to be making a mess, moving soils around, you always want to make sure to have that surface cleaned up after you're done. Just sending out it's just sending out an open invitation for pests to come hang out. Now let's get into some actual pest talk and how to deter and control them. One of those pests that I think everyone is familiar with and has battled at some point, especially if you're growing organically, is fungus gnats. They're just little flies that just do nothing but annoy the hell out of everyone. Couple ways I like to battle them is by using these little yellow sticky traps. Placing a couple of these around your growing media on the surface of your soil will attract them to the sticky trap and they'll just get stuck to them. Pretty much breaking the life cycle of the fungus gnat wanting to lay their eggs in the soil and reproduce and create more. As for killing off the eggs and larvae that they lay, you can get these things called nematoids. They're just small microscopic worms that feed on larvae and eggs of the fungus gnats and grubs. Also, another way to control their life cycle is adding a layer of play sand on the surface of your soil. The gnats cannot actually penetrate through the sand to lay their eggs, thus also breaking the life cycle, and eventually they'll just die off. Next up, we have beneficial bugs. Beneficial bugs are typically predator mites and things like lacewings or ladybugs. They're also used to feed on any pests that you already have in your garden. They're typically used to feed on any pests that you already have in your garden, or in preparation for when and if they enter into your garden. They're typically used to control thrips and spider mites. I use these little sachets that hang off my plants. They're full of supplemental food and bran, providing an ideal environment for predator mites to survive. If there isn't an abundance of a source of food, as in spider mites and thrips and such. Each sachet will contain approximately 100 mites and will be labeled what mite is in there. These are Spikel and Swirsky's. Spikel is aka Californicus. These mites will feed on 2 spotted spider mites, fruit spider mite, citrus, red mite, begonia mite, cyclamen, and broad mites. Swirsky's are known to feed on young larvae of various thrip species and eggs and the larvae of whiteflies. They pierce their prey with their sucking mouth parts and suck out their contents. Kind of gruesome, I guess. I try to hang both types of sachets on my plants a few weeks into veg and just before I flip into flower. These predator mites typically have an average lifespan of 3 to 4 to 5 weeks, depending on how much food resources are around and the environmental conditions. Moving on to other types of beneficial bugs. There are many other types such as ladybugs, lacewings, parasitic wasp, and even praying mantis. Now I won't get too into depth with all of these other types of beneficial bugs. I'll leave that for you to do and do your own research on. Just know they're beneficial for a reason. Now that we've covered the basics of beneficial bugs, let's move on to essential oils. Essential oils is a concentrated hydrophobic liquid containing a volatile chemical compounds derived from plants. Plants such as sesame, rosemary, cinnamon, clove, peppermint, garlic, etc. There are many different types of plants out there that you can extract oils from that deter pests. All the essential oils are mixed together and are combined with an emulsifier and surfactants to enhance water to oil bonding, spreadability, and effectiveness. Just like adding a couple dashes of soap to your capsaicin spray. Once mixed, you simply dilute it into a spray bottle full of water. It depends on what the manufacturer says for dilution rate, but there are different ratios, different effectivenesses. All depends on if you're using it to fight existing pests or as a preventative spray. I use this product called Mercenary. It's made by a company called Cultured Biologics. I found this product to work very well against the thrips I've had previously, and I highly recommend it. I'll leave a link to all the products I use in the description section below. There's another type of spray called Dr. Doom's. This is a pyrethrum spray that actually fogs out the entire room that's infected with any sort of pest, such as fungus gnats, spider mites, 2-spotted spider mites, aphids, whiteflies, mealybugs, and thrips. Now you have to be careful with these types of sprays. Even with certain essential oils, these can be very detrimental to any sort of house pets, such as dogs and cats. So make sure they're out of the area you're spraying or fogging for at least 12 hours, if not longer. One last thing you can implement into your IPM regimen is adding companion plants. Some plants such as marigolds, peppermints, lavender, sage, basil will actually give off terpenes that deter pests and insects, and some even attract beneficial insects. These are always a great idea to have around your outdoor garden or in your greenhouse. So with all that being said, folks, I hope you enjoy today's discussion topic, and I hope you can pull a little bit of information out to help you out in your gardens and prevent those nasty bugs from getting into your grow area. Also, folks, if you didn't already know, I have a few discount codes for you guys. In case you want to get that new light from Marshydro, I have a discount code. It's MadHatter3. You can save 3% discount, or 3% off your entire order at the checkout with them. And Also, with Autopots USA, use Mad Hatter 10 for 10% off your entire order for the best automated watering system out there. With all that being said, guys,